Orlando is going to Vegas. They have clinched a postseason berth.
That was all around domination.
And we are set to go in Columbus. It is 6-1-4 night. That's the area code here, their final home match of the season. They're looking to pick up their 7th home win of the season and finish at 500. They've really struggled more on the road, where they're 2-8. Megan Courtney Lush serves short. That's part of the game plan, to try and move Orlando back and forth with deeper and shorter serves. Doesn't work out on that point. That's something, though, that Columbus head coach Angel Perez just mentioned to us.
And it was something that's been successful for them against the Thrill and against Indy in their pass that the attackers take on their approach.
Kutsar and Tom-Com on the combination play with Walker flying in. The set went to Cox, and the ball went back where it came from. A big block by Orlando. Angel Perez, second-year head coach of the Columbus Fury. Won back-to-back league titles previously as a head coach in Puerto Rico. And Kaz Brown blocks Walker. Orlando building a wall early in the first set.
Kaz Brown is an extremely disciplined blocker. She is patient. She is waiting.
PBF record with a 10-match winning streak. Well, that passed what Orlando did earlier in the year with a 9-match winning streak, but in a tailspin, 2-6 in their last 8. Looking to turn the page in this one. Horn Pun Goodpard back sets Kaz Brown. Out of system, Ray Poch. Scooped up by Abercrombie, also very good defensively, especially in the backcourt. And Courtney Schwann, their ball control OH2 with the finishing blow.
Courtney Schwann's ball control is one of the best in the league, but here she is on offense. Such a solid
Head
swing.
coach for Orlando, previously was an assistant under Brad Keller at USC. Courtney Schwann is dug by Megan Courtney Lush. Ray Poch right back into the block. This time it was covered by Kaylee Cox. Kaz Brown plays that ball defensively. Cox with a couple of good defensive plays. The block, hitter coverage, and the pancake. Back set, Brown puts an end to it. Kaz Brown already with the 3 stuff blocks, showing up offensively as well.
Kaz Brown is really dominant off of 1 foot behind the setter. Watch the route.
Wide arena. As Courtney Schwann serves it up, coming off the technical timeout. Really was a key for both sides. Both coaches, one of the first things they mentioned, they want to serve tough, take the other out of system. Nothing new, but especially with these middles in this matchup, something that both coaches were thinking about at length going into this match, and Orlando is off to a heck of a start.
And it's key, you have to serve aggressive.
Something that at the start of this 3-match win streak against Indy, Columbus did a really good job of serving short, serving the stack in certain rotations. But Orlando with the side out, Kaz Brown will go back to serve. She has had 2. Columbus back within 4. Middle swing for Natalie Foster. She's been having a fantastic rookie season. Numbers, a touchdown offensively as of late.
Yes, she has been coming off of 5 kills, a couple of 4-kill matches recently, but she's 3rd in the league.
Big bop there from Lindsay Vanderweide out of Oregon. They're our biggest strength in general. They are 4th in the league, just about 2.5 blocks per set. Good par, nice setup to Foster. Orlando in system. Foster with the disposal.
Shannon Scully just makes serve receive look easy. That was a dime of a pass right on Champu's head, who's able to run through the middle. Quick set to Natalie Foster. The time it contacts her hand to the time it gets to the serve receive line.
A vicious jump float.
It's ridiculous. That's got to be so hard to pass because it's floating so much, and then it's also coming with a lot of pace. Combine that with how high she's on to catch the defense off guard, but just aired a little too far out.
Okay, a little more distance on that serve, but still targeting Brown, having to play in serve receive. Abercrombie off the block cover. Columbus was celebrating the point, but the call was that Orlando takes the point.
Step back and also take that ball inside out like Kaz did.
I believe that was a, oh, that's definitely in. The previous call I don't think was a block touch. I think the ball was just ruled in by Bolt 6. Sometimes it's tough.
At the right time.
Janice Leao picks up her first stuff block, but she's 3 for 4 offensively. This time off the block and down for Brittany Abercrombie, who was the individual champion in Athletes Unlimited in 2024. Took her talents to the PVF and is a bona fide MVP. But Orlando 2-0 in the series this year, 4-2 all time. Abercrombie using the block, and Orlando increases their lead to 6.
Brittany Abercrombie is a lefty, so the block isn't as used to setting up against lefties. It's a little bit more rare, but there she is for time.
Now gets the serve. Back set, Abercrombie with a bullet. Brittany Abercrombie straight down to the deck.
Coming into this matchup, Brittany Abercrombie is 18 kills away from the single season kills. 18 kills away from the single season kills record for PVF. That's how unstoppable she's been this season.
And she is getting going late in the first set. She is now 5 for 9 with 4 digs as well. Set point. Good par. Digs off the tip from Courtney Lush. Now, Courtney Schwann. Courtney Lush. Orlando's big block in the first set punctuates a strong showing for a team. Two-time national champion at Penn State, Courtney Lush, targets Vanderweide. That's a blast from Schwann in front.
You're going to see Lindsay Vanderweide get targeted on serve receive because you've got Shannon Scully, who's really clean on the pass, and Courtney Schwann back there. So you've got to go after Vanderweide, but a beautiful pass, way to take care of it, and then a nice solid swing by Schwann.
Shampoo to Schwann. Walker has to give this up for Kaylee Cox. They find the setter, so it's Scully wearing the pro uniform and getting the assist to Abercrombie with that reach. She can extend. There it is from Tom-Com. Able to wreak havoc in the first set with short serves, but Orlando seems to adjust Abercrombie with the scoring play.
And this is why it's so advantageous to have a Brittany Abercrombie on that D-ball on the back row, because even if you are out of sorts, now you've got Ray Potch, one of their leading point scorers, on the right side, and then Courtney Lush is a tried and true outside.
Kaz Brown takes that serve receive. She's had to a few different times. Tom-Com, the pancake. Good par, puts it back over. And so one tie setter makes a great play, and the other one is even better. Shampoo with the kill.
Shampoo so sneaky, so deceptive with that shot. Good situational awareness. She herself is a threat offensively. And
Brittany Abercrombie going short again.
That's something that you have to expect from Brittany Abercrombie. She's really good at that, but she knows that Janice Leao.
It's tough for them to move back and forth across the court like a libero would. Turned down the line by Lindsay Vanderweide, a 6th-year pro out of Turlock, California, played collegiately for the Oregon Ducks.
Lindsay Vanderweide has one of the quickest arm swings in the league. It swings through the ball really fast.
Now starting for the 8th time in the last 10 matches. Here's Schwann. Nice dig by Kaylee Cox. Same thing from Vanderweide. Good backcourt defense, and Abercrombie tools it. Here's filling in for Terry. That's a smackdown right there from Natalie Foster.
Natalie Foster is also one of those players that can hit sharp into the seam if the block allows it, or if the block is up and set and in front of her, that touch corner.
And you get to see her big serve, her 3rd ace already.
I asked Coach Amy Pauley what makes Natalie Foster's serve so impressive, and she said it's elite because she knows her touch.
235. Abercrombie. That'll get the job done for Brittany Abercrombie. She still does not have a hitting error tonight, and she is 10 for 15.
Hitting around 667 with 7 digs. Snap. Doesn't even follow through the ball. Just has to snap in the face.
Cass Brown calling for the one. And some prolonged contact with the ball. We were having that conversation pre-match with Landry Homeshire, the R1.
Yeah, they're going to be a little bit more liberal with this call. Not a catch.
Bigger swing from Brown, and Orlando sides out right away after that Cox kill.
The long reach, the length of her arms, and then pushing that ball down.
Three-time All-ACC at Miami, Janice Liao. Abercrombie, too much to deal with right now.
Holy offensive options. There was so much going on in that play. You had Vanderweide on the outside, Kaz running the slide behind, and then Abercrombie in the middle and really force it through Liao.
And the 18th year pro Tom-Com is new to the club as well. On the D attack. Tom-Com able to get the up. Right back to it, Abercrombie. That'll get down there for Brittany Abercrombie. She is 12 for 17 with 8 digs, and it's still Rivera from Puerto Rico. Played collegiately at both Louisville and Penn State. Big swing from Lewis. Better save by Klicka. Too tight right there. And Natalie Foster knew what to do.
Welcome to the PVF, Emmy Klicka. So fast, great save. I love the energy that she brings to that libero position. And that
I think maybe that was a situation where the R2 just might have seen that either live or right away on a replay. So very expedited review right there. Goes back. Already 3 aces. The leading ace getter in league history. Shampoo digs it, second ball. Kaz Brown, all sorts of different touches tonight, and she is responsible for the assist.
Kaz Brown has played serve receive. Now she's been a setter. She's been all over the place. Her impact on this Valkyries team is phenomenal. She truly is an X factor.
Orlando in front late in the second, already up by a set. And Schwan puts Orlando on set point.
We got the dubs up for the
third team out of 4 to clinch a playoff berth in Vegas in May. Start of set 3. Does Columbus have something to say about it in their final home match of the season? Abercrombie continues to be locked in after this. She has 3 aces already. That's in. No, it's not. The way that Orlando was acting, I thought that ball was going to go back to Columbus. Didn't have a great view of it, but it turns out that is point Columbus. It's a victory to get out of that without a further run from Natalie Foster. Shampoo flicks it to Schwan. Pancake Courtney Lush. That one was up. Tom-Com to transition in transition to Kaylee Cox. Now Scully leaves it up for Schwan and gets a piece of the net and scrapes it on the way down to the court.
Courtney Schwan really got up and on that ball with a nice high snap, a 4-4 shot. She's got a lot of range, and I think Courtney Schwan has Tom-Com's head, who's able to run through the middle.
Megan Courtney Lush, 64% in-system passing. Huge number. Hammered again by Schwan. Over Doug. Scully going right back to Courtney Schwan. Out of the University of Washington, a native of Auburn, Washington, a season the coldest team of the 4 likely playoff participants coming in. It just shows you it's anybody's game in Vegas with Orlando playing like this, despite coming in 2-6 in their last 8. That's a point for Kaz Brown. They are 1 point away from the 8-point timeout otherwise, but they know there's one coming if Orlando scores here. Ray Potch, left side swing. Back set for Brittany Abercrombie. That'll get down to the floor. Brittany Abercrombie is 15 for 22.
Incredible. She contacts that ball so high. She's so running a very balanced offense, running through all of her options.
Good card as well. And Natalie Foster with the kill. Each of the last 2 matches against Columbus, Goodpart has had huge days. 45 assists, 11 digs in the match here on February 12th. Brown has had to receive 8 serves. She has touched the ball on 8 serves. But despite that, Orlando is still finding a way to pass and be insistent enough, despite that short serve tactic. And now on the other side, Natalie Foster has been dead. Overpass, another big-time serve from Foster. Easy point for Schwann.
Give Natalie Foster the assist. Beautiful serve. So much pressure behind the service line that allowed the overpass. And Courtney Schwann just doing what she's supposed to do up there, which is man the overpass.
Foster hitting 7 for 8 as an attacker with 4 aces. Middles have been on fire tonight for Orlando. Abercrombie out of system. Yes, for Brittany Abercrombie. She has 18 kills and is 1 dig away from a... Another huge serve and the 5th ace of the night for Foster.
What's crazy about this serve, too, is usually with a serve like that, it's high risk, high reward, but with Natalie Foster, a ton of risk for error.
There it is again, her 6th. This is as good as it gets behind the service line. Natalie Foster, 6 aces in a match.
Watch the movement, watch where she contacts it, and then how it dips and dives from left.
Previously a 6-0 run. They got 5 in a row on Foster's serve, and that is too much. Abercrombie burying that ball underground.
Watch this play, watch this route. It's absolutely insane, and it completely tricked the block. Watch Kaz Brown go right behind the setter. The block, both of them, is jumping with Kaz.
Come on, jump! Let's go!
Back set for Brown, and Orlando just going to town. They've been in system enough, and when they are, Abercrombie, Brown, and everyone else.
And you can thank Kaz Brown for keeping...
With the 5 winning, breaking Orlando's winning streak record from earlier in the season. That was a dispiriting loss, but what a response now for Orlando with a chance to clinch a postseason berth. Here's Shampoo to Foster. She can do it in the front row as well. All those aces, but gets on the board once again as an attacker.
Because Natalie Foster contacts that ball so high, she creates so many angles for herself, and she's able to avoid the block and hit it straight down.
And she is 8 for 9. That's a short serve by Kaz Brown. Seen a couple of those from her as much as she has been targeted. And Foster again, 9 for 10. Just keep the counter going for Orlando. These numbers are pretty impressive offensively. 327 as a team.
Foster's doing it.
Got to credit the crowd on hand here. A fun environment in Columbus, but Orlando just too good. Lindsay Vanderwada to the floor, and Orlando is going to Vegas. They have clinched a postseason